From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is Wake Up Weather.
Good Wednesday morning to you. We are live at 6 a.m. I'm Kelly Rawson here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. We have a storm system that's about to be setting itself up just to our north and west. I will explain everything that you need to know about that storm system and how it could potentially impact the Tennessee Valley. Again, like we've been saying all week, I think it's going to stay to our northwest. However, there is just the slight possibility of a few of those storms inching into parts of our viewing area. So we will go ahead and explain that scenario as well as everything you need to know for the rest of the week, including Saturday's storm threat as well here in this weather update. Let's go ahead and start off with current temperatures and scanning live Viper Doppler radar. We are not scanning anything just yet. We may be scanning some storms overnight. Again, mostly west and northwest of our viewing area, but temperatures are warm out there this morning. We are in the 60s and 70s to start off our Wednesday. We've had a breeze out of the south all night, bringing us some cloud cover and bringing us these warmer temperatures, and that's just going to set the stage for afternoon temperatures because you guys, we are talking 80s not only for today, but for the next few days. But no jackets needed over the next few days. We are very breezy though. Winds already gusting 20 to 30 miles an hour across the viewing area. Again, that wind out of the south will continue for the rest of today as well as overnight, and we could see gusts up to 40 miles an hour throughout the viewing area for the duration of today as well as tonight. So we do have a wind advisory in effect for today as well as the overnight period for the entire Tennessee Valley viewing area, again for wind gusts up to 40 miles an hour. So yes, it is going to be quite breezy, and that wind out of the south will be warming us up as we start to see the first few peaks of some morning daylight this morning. Temperatures in the 60s overhead Lawrenceburg on our Arctic Air Skycam. We are looking at a nice calm scene though to start. Again, quite breezy. That southerly wind will continue over into Florence and Lauderdale County. Again, clouds continuing to filter in as we are starting to see our first peaks of daylight. We will hold on to cloud cover. We will call it overcast to mostly cloudy for the rest of today. This morning, we will see clouds continuing to stick around. Temperatures in the upper 60s to lower 70s over the next few hours. We'll see a few peaks of sunshine for later in this morning, as well as into the afternoon. Temperatures warming up into the 80s by the afternoon. So let's go ahead and talk about the storm chances again with that storm system going to be setting itself up west of our viewing area. Now this is not magnitude that you're seeing with these colors here. This is just the likelihood of seeing any sort of thunderstorms overnight tonight into the very early morning hours of your Thursday. Now, like we've been saying with this storm system all week, we think it's going to stay to our west, but for our folks to our west, it's looking like the potential for severe storms. So that's why we've been communicating so diligently over the last few days, because I think it's going to be a sharp cutoff. Again, I'm thinking it misses most of our viewing area, but there is a possibility that some of those storms, again on the strong to severe side, could sneak into parts of our viewing area. I'm thinking the counties for you people in yellow. Again, a close call or storms possible to be inching into your county overnight for tonight. That includes the counties of Murray County, as well as Lewis County, maybe even as far south as Lawrence County, into Wayne County, as well as into Hardin County, and then down into Tishomingo County and maybe the far western portions of Lauderdale County in North Alabama. Again, that just means that storms could possibly inch into those counties. Again, the likelihood is still low for that happening. However, we want to just be clear in our communication because the possibility is there. The likelihood, though, is not. You folks in the green, I don't think you guys are even going to see any rain aside from maybe a stray shower for the rest of today. Again, the better chance, the more northwest and west that you are to see any sort of storms overnight, as well as that severe weather threat. Again, I think that's going to be concentrated further to the west. And you'll see that reflected here on Futurecast this morning as we stay dry for this morning, but clouds continue to filter in. Again, warmer than what Futurecast is showing. However, temperatures in the mid 80s to lower 80s by this afternoon. Again, we'll see a few breaks in the clouds, but Again, what's really going to be impactful for today, at least, is going to be the breeze out of the south. Again, gusts up to 40 miles an hour possible for the rest of today. So it will be very, very windy. So by the time we get to this evening, we're going to start to see that storm system to our west. Again, maybe a few rain showers into parts of our area by evening, but I don't quite think that makes it here. However, we are just, again, communicating the possibility. Again, the possibility is there. Likelihood is low, but the storm system, as we play through Futurecast overnight, again, staying mostly to the northwest out of our viewing area, but you notice some cells sneaking into parts of Hardin County, Wayne County, into Lewis County, and into parts of Murray County. That's what we are going to be watching for. Again, these could be severe. I don't think they're going to be quite as severe as what could happen further west, well out of our viewing area. However, the chance is there. Again, likelihood is low, possibility is there for these storms to sneak into our viewing area, and those storms could be on the strong to severe side. Again, I just want to communicate very clearly. The possibility is there. The likelihood is low as Futurecast continues to keep that system to our northwest throughout the rest of your Thursday morning as temperatures stay in the 60s and 70s here in the local viewing area with a mostly cloudy sky and still a breeze out of the south, just not as strong as what we're expecting for today. Temperatures will likely be into the 80s once again for your Thursday, as again, we're staying mostly dry as that system is going to be to our northwest, and that's the same story for Friday as well. We're maintaining storm chances in our forecast for Wednesday as well as Thursday and Friday because, again, it's just a very close call, but I do think most of us stay dry, especially into Friday, Thursday. It's kind of the same scenario as Wednesday tonight, overnight. But again, this storm system going to stay to our northwest with a few, again, rain showers, maybe Friday. I think we're going to stay mostly dry though, but this storm system is starting to lift a little bit northward, and that's going to make room for another low pressure system going to be moving into the Tennessee Valley by Saturday. And I think the likelihood for us seeing widespread thunderstorms and maybe some strong storms will be Saturday in the viewing area that we service, our 14 counties. Saturday afternoon, still to our west, but you see it's going to start moving a lot quicker than this midweek system that we're dealing with. It will move in overnight and then linger into the very early morning hours of your Sunday. Again, a few of those storms could be strong to severe. We'll continue to watch that threat. Let's go ahead and get through tonight first before we iron out those details. Still a little bit too early to tell. Fred Gossage will have more details later on this evening. But rain chances, again, stay low for the next few days because the confidence just isn't there. I'm thinking most of the storm activity is going to stay to our northwest. However, we are going to continue to include these rain chances because we could see a few storms sneaking into our viewing area. Friday, I think we are going to stay mostly dry. Again, just going to have a chance for a stray or an isolated thunderstorm. Then Saturday, you'll see higher rain chances because I think that's when that system finally does come through the Tennessee Valley viewing area, clearing out by Sunday morning into the afternoon, and then making us dry heading into the beginning of next week. So looking at the next few hours, we are going to hold on to cloud cover. Again, a few breaks in the clouds here and there for the afternoon. Temperatures very warm, starting off in the 60s, eventually warming up into the low to mid 80s for this afternoon. Again, a breeze out of the south gusting up to 40 miles an hour at times with the chance of storms. Again, that's mainly for the overnight and again, not for everybody, but mainly just our northwestern viewing area. Like I said, we are maintaining storm chances for Thursday and Friday just because this system is so close to us. I do think most of us will end up being dry, but we want to have those rain chances in there just in case as temperatures stay in the low to mid 80s over the next few days. Again, better storm chances look to be Saturday into Saturday night as temperatures still are on the warm side on the front end of that system. A few of those storms could be strong to severe. Again, we'll continue to keep you updated on Saturday's storm threat, but it's looking likely for widespread rain and storms at minimum. Those storms will come to an end Sunday morning, and we are going to see temperatures cool off. We go from the 80s to the 60s. We're talking maybe even upper 50s Monday and Tuesday with low temperatures getting back down to the 30s. That's a check at your local weather forecast. Taylor Plott will be live at noon with more updates on tonight's potential storm threat. Again, watching that storm system to our northwest, as well as Saturday's storm threat here in the Tennessee Valley.
You're watching the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel.